What is up, guys? This is Freddy from Game Hut, and today we're back with a brand new video on Marvel Contest of Champions. Now we're talking about a similar subject as our last video. Today we're talking about the top 5 best champions to bring into your attack team, whether it be Alliance War or Alliance Quest, if you have them unawakened. Now these are awesome unawakened. You don't need to awaken them. You bring them into Alliance War or Alliance Quest and you will kick ass, no doubt. These are my top 5 picks, but at the end I will include a few other champions that didn't quite make the top 5 but do deserve to be mentioned. And let's start off right away with my first champion that I want to talk about, and that's Captain America. Specifically World War II Captain America. I do think he's a far better Captain America than the original Captain America, but let me explain. Now, although he has a 30% chance to perfect block, now this is 10% less than the original Captain America. He makes up for in his other abilities. He's got a 35% chance to stun on his L1 and a 40% chance to stun on his L3. But the big thing is that L2. That L2 has a 100% chance to inflict bleed damage to your opponent, and that's something huge. And that bleed damage is really, really big. My Captain America at rank 4 inflicts 2,000 damage as bleed, and that's something that's really, really important, especially when you're doing fights on Alliance War or Alliance Quest. You only have 3 minutes to fight, and sometimes you're fighting champions with a lot of health. That 2,000 damage are punches you don't have to make. That's damage you don't have to punch. That's super, super helpful, especially with that time constraint. Now, a little bonus that Captain America World War II had that puts him above original Captain America is that once you do awaken him, his awaken ability allows him to increase that perfect block chance based on the buffs that your opponent has, as opposed to original Captain America, whose perfect block chance goes up as you lose health. And that's something that makes champions like Hulk not as good, because Hulk is great. He's amazing, but he has to lose a lot of damage to start doing that crazy amount of damage, and that's something I don't think is very optimal, especially in Alliance War and Alliance Quest, where you do want to last as long as you can without losing much health. Now, moving along to the second champion I want to talk about, this is Elektra. I want to talk about Elektra, and this is a champion that I've really grown to love, really grown to like. She has an 85% reduced defensive ability accuracy when your opponent is debuffed, and this is huge, guys. This is something that's really, really huge, because that's the same percentage as a Black Widow at max level would have versus a science champ versus just one specific class. Elektra has 85% chance versus whatever class she fights, whether it be mutant, science, mystic, cosmic, it doesn't matter. She always has that 85% chance. Granted they're debuffed. That's what makes her so great, and I really do think that she has surpassed Black Widow, especially now at the state that we're in now of the game. I think she has become the new Black Widow. And that's not just it. Once your opponent is under 15%, she's guaranteed critical hits. This makes her especially good to finish off bosses, finish off mini bosses in Alliance Quest. I do enjoy fighting as her. She is amazing. Now, the third champion that I want to talk about is a champion that kind of gets overshadowed by Magic because of her awesome power lock ability. But I do think that Vision is one of the best unawakened champions that the game has to offer. He is a power control champ. He has ability to reduce that power. And the thing that makes him so good is that L2. That L2 has a 100% chance to drain your opponent's power. And that comes in so handy, especially if you're fighting an all or nothing node, power gain node. You can deplete that energy real fast, and if you do drain your opponent's energy and it's completely drained, you get a heal block debuff on your opponent, which is something that's super awesome, especially if you're fighting a Cable or something like that, a Wolverine, a Deadpool, an original Deadpool. It's something that comes in very handy. Now, also, whenever you do use Vision, you also have that bleed and poison immune, something that not a lot of champions have. We are seeing more of them with Dormammu and Nebula, but Vision is one of those few champs that are bleed and poison immune. Another thing that Vision has is a certain percentage of that power that you drain turns into power burn, and this is a big thing. Just like Captain America, that's punches you don't have to make. That's direct damage. That is less time you have to spend fighting, so it really does come in handy. Now the fourth champ I want to talk about is Wolverine X23, and this is a champion that I really enjoy. I don't use her as much now because I do have a very high level Wolverine at rank 5, but I do still use X23 here and there sometimes. The thing that makes her so good is that she's basically a Wolverine that packs a lot more punch. She's got a 15% chance to regenerate X amount of health depending on what rank she is over 4 seconds, and this is whenever she's being attacked or when you're attacking, which is super awesome. But that's not what makes her so great. The thing that makes her so great is she has an 80% chance to inflict bleed, or if the opponent is bleed immune, she can apply cruelty on herself, and that reduces the length of the match drastically. And that's something, I think that's the big thing to consider whenever you bring in an Alliance War or Alliance Quest attacker, because that 30-minute constraint on your fights, and if you time out, that's 50% health that you get taken away. Now X23 is basically a replacement Wolverine if you don't have him awakened. Now the last champion I want to talk about is actually a champion that was featured in my last video about the top 5 best unawakened champions to bring to Alliance War defense, and that's Ultron. Ultron is an amazing champion all around. He can be used as defense or attack, but since the nerf he's really become a spectacular attacker. He's got a little bit of everything. He's got a passive evade, which is mostly useful whenever Ultron is a defender, but it does come in handy if you're using him as an attacker. If you're cornered or you miss time with dexterity and that evade kicks in, it saves your ass, right? He also has that regen. Once you hit 50% health or 25% health, you get that regen, you get that boost. And like other YouTubers have made, there is a way to double regen with Ultron in it. This is something that's super valuable. You need your attackers to be able to last. You need them to be durable. He's got a 19% chance to bleed and a 40% chance to stun on all specials. Again, that bleed is going to come in handy whenever you're fighting in Alliance War or Alliance Quest, because those are punches you don't have to make. That's something that I'm going to, I feel like a broken record, but that's something that's very important. Super important. And again, he is bleed and poison immune, like Vision, which is super valuable because there aren't many again. Now the next champions I do want to mention just briefly, and they didn't make the top 5, but I do think that they deserve to be mentioned because they are amazing champions unawakened. They totally kick ass. If you have them, do rank them up. They are amazing. They do deserve to mention though. So here they go.
I can't believe the night lay waste to all we'd given, but honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living, but we could run from Elysium and let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know that nothing lasts forever.
So there you go, guys. Those are my top 5 picks for the best champions you can bring into your Alliance War or Alliance Quest attack team if you don't have them awakened. These are amazing champions to bring into your attack team, no doubt. Thank you for clicking on the video, guys. I really appreciate the time you guys took out of your day to click on the video. I really do appreciate that. Please comment below, who do you think I missed, who do you think I included that should have been included. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Please, if you would, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Like the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.